Welcome to Cape Fear Community College. We're glad to have you as a part of our team at CFCC. We understand the first few days for a new employee can be overwhelming, with so much information to absorb, and so many new names and faces to get to know. This presentation aims to help with that. In it, you'll learn how to get around campus, access your email and other employee resources, and also more long-term things like employee benefits and retirement plans. There's a lot of information here, so settle in and be prepared to take some notes you can refer to later. Let's get started. First, a little bit about us. CFCC is one of the largest and oldest community colleges in North Carolina. It was founded in 1958 as Wilmington Industrial Education Center, becoming Cape Fear Technical Institute in 1964, and then Cape Fear Community College in 1989. The first buildings opened in 1967, and today CFCC includes buildings in downtown Wilmington as well as 3 other campuses: North Campus, in nearby Castle Hayne, Burgaw Center, and Surf City Center. CFCC is the 6th largest community college in North Carolina, with more than 30,000 students taking classes each year. Approximately 600 full-time and 700 part-time faculty and staff work at the 4 campuses. CFCC is accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, also known as SACS-COC. The mission of Cape Fear Community College is to provide high-quality, dynamic, innovative, educational, cultural training, and workforce development opportunities to individuals, businesses, and industries in New Hanover and Pender counties. The vision of CFCC is to be a world-class college serving diverse communities, promoting excellence through innovation in education, and empowering students for lifelong success. The Cape Fear Community College Foundation Incorporated is CFCC's fundraising arm. The foundation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt corporation that receives gifts of money and property to support educational programs and the mission of the college. It is governed by a board of directors consisting of community leaders who volunteer their time in support of CFCC, and funds raised by the foundation are used for scholarships and other needs of the college. Now, let's talk about getting started as a CFCC full-time employee. In this next section, we will cover benefits information and resources, as well as general campus information. We'll start with the first things you need to know as you begin work at CFCC. When you start at CFCC, you are given a username and employee ID number. Our IT services department can give you training on how to access the college's computer network. Your immediate supervisor will give you advice and training on TimeClock Plus, our timekeeping software. Once you have your ID number, you can obtain your ID card at the cashier's office located in the Union Station building on the downtown Wilmington campus, or in the North Campus Library in Castle Hayne. You will need this ID card to gain access to parking decks, CFCC sporting events, or to get employee discounts. While you're obtaining your ID card, you can also get a parking decal or hang tag that grants you access to on-campus parking in designated lots and parking decks. You can find campus maps and more information at cfcc.edu/parking. Now, let's talk about your employment benefits. Regular full-time employees are those with a regularly recurring position for at least 9 months per calendar year with a normal workload of 40 hours per week for staff, or 30 to 40 hours per week for faculty as per the employee handbook. Time-limited full-time employees are those with a position established temporarily in the budget, but covering a full-time load. All full-time employees, including those in time-limited positions, earn CFCC benefits including membership in the retirement system. Full-time staff and full-time 12-month faculty contracts are based on the July 1st through June 30th fiscal year. New 12-month employees will sign contracts based on their start date through the end of the fiscal year. New 9-month employee contracts will begin on their start date and run through the end of the spring semester. Exempt refers to positions paid on a salaried basis that are not subject to Federal Fair Labor Standards Act overtime requirements. Non-exempt positions are paid by the hour and are subject to Fair Labor Standards Act overtime requirements. For non-exempt employees, the college awards compensatory time off in lieu of payment for overtime, at the rate of 1½ hours for each hour beyond their regularly assigned 40 weekly work hours. Compensatory time must be taken before other vacation or bonus leave is requested, and within 60 days of earning it. Salary paychecks for full-time and part-time employees are issued on the last workday of the month, except for the month of December, when they are paid earlier. Direct deposit of your paycheck is mandatory, and forms to set this up can be found on the Human Resources website. The salaries of all personnel are paid from state, county, or institutional funds. Therefore, they must be within the guidelines established by the NC Community College System and college policies related to salaries. Qualified employees can earn longevity pay after 10 years of state employment. The percentage is determined by multiplying annual salary on the date of eligibility by the rate based on service. As a full-time CFCC employee, you are entitled to many valuable benefits. Enrollment in the North Carolina Teachers and State Employees Retirement System, also known as TEASERS, is automatic and mandatory for all regular full-time state employees. No action on your part is necessary to enroll. CFCC automatically deducts 6% of your pre-tax salary contribution. CFCC's contribution depends on the state legislature. Be sure to elect your beneficiaries for retirement contributions and death benefits, but be aware that you must wait to access your account until after 1 to 2 pay cycles. As a member of the North Carolina Teachers and State Employees Retirement System, you receive the following benefits. After 1 year of employment, you are eligible for short-term disability coverage of up to 1 year at 50% pay, and a death benefit of 1 year's salary between $25,000 to $50,000 paid to your assigned beneficiary. After 5 years, you become vested in the system, which means you can draw retirement if you meet the age requirements. You also are eligible for long-term disability benefits. For the most up-to-date information on the state health plan, or visit shpnc.org. The state health plan is the same for all state agencies and the plan runs on the calendar year of January 1st through December 31st. New employees must enroll within 30 days of hire or when first eligible. If you do not enroll within 30 days, you will not be eligible to enroll again until the next annual enrollment period unless you experience a qualifying life event. You will receive an email from Human Resources with instructions on how to enroll. For a full presentation on the current North Carolina State Health Plan for new employees, visit shpnc.org and click on New Employee Resources, or click the linked presentation on the right-hand side of this slide. Optional benefits for various types of insurance as well as flexible spending accounts and more are available through Pierce Group. With optional benefits, the designated amount is deducted from your monthly paycheck. More information, including videos explaining these benefits, plus the electronic benefits booklet can be found online at piercegroupbenefits.com. New hires are eligible for discounted term life insurance regardless of age or medical condition. Everyone pays the same premiums with policies available in $10,000 increments from $20,000 to $200,000. Policies cannot exceed 5 times your annual income, and additional amounts are not guaranteed. Coverage is also available for your family. Your spouse may be covered up to $50,000, not to exceed 50% of your coverage amount. Children may be covered up to $10,000. Please refer to the Employee Benefits Plan booklet or contact Human Resources for more information about life insurance. The Employee Assistance Program, or EAP, offers help for personal and/or professional concerns by providing short-term counseling and personal consultation. It's confidential and free to your and your household family members. Help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Additionally, the EAP provides work-life resources for such issues as legal and financial consultations, online learning and resources. Contact Human Resources for more information about how to access employee assistance services. Saving early and often is the key to long-term financial security with a supplemental retirement plan. CFCC makes it easier by offering payroll deduction for the NC 401k and North Carolina 457 plans. A college savings program is also available. A North Carolina 529 account is a tax-advantaged way to save and invest for education. CFCC offers payroll deduction for employees with a 529 account. Professional development is encouraged at Cape Fear Community College. Full-time employees of 9 or more months may request to take one supervisor-approved course per semester related to their job, tuition-free. Free courses must be curriculum or occupational extension courses. Register for your free class at the registrar's office, not online. The employee is responsible for any course-related fees. Visit CFCC's Professional Development webpage for additional continuing education and professional growth opportunities. CFCC employees are eligible to join the State Employees Credit Union. Ask your bank if they offer CFCC discounts or other programs. CFCC employees are eligible for many discounts available around the area, including automotive, banking, entertainment, health and fitness, real estate, dining, shopping, technology, and much more. You can find the full list at www.cfcc.edu/discounts. Also, don't miss the annual Employee Benefits and Wellness Vendor Fair, held every year in August on the afternoon of the in-service program. Sick leave can be used for medical appointments, your illness, or that of a family member, or death of immediate family. Full-time employees earn 8 hours of sick leave per month. Sick leave is used in increments of an 8-hour day. For example, if a staff member misses half of the workday, they will be charged for 4 hours. Or, if a faculty member is scheduled to teach 4 classes and misses 1, they will be charged 1/4 of an 8-hour day, which would equal 2 hours of sick leave. Sick leave is transferable to other North Carolina state agencies but is not paid out when an employee separates from employment. CFCC accepts sick leave transfers from other North Carolina state agencies, including local governmental employees' retirement system. CFCC offers personal observance leave for both faculty and staff. Full-time employees earn 8 hours of personal observance leave annually. Personal observance leave does not accumulate or carry over to the next fiscal year. Personal observance leave must be used between July 1st and June 30th of the fiscal year. Personal observance leave must be taken in 1 8-hour increments. Full-time staff earn vacation leave according to longevity with the state of North Carolina. For example, for the first 4 years employed by the state, an employee earns 9.34 hours per month, or 14 days per year. The maximum amount of vacation leave that can be carried over from 1 year to the next is 240 hours. The excess vacation above 240 hours will roll over to sick leave each year. Vacation leave is paid out to employees upon leaving CFCC. Faculty are generally not scheduled to be on campus when classes are not in session. Faculty leave must be approved by your supervisor and can be used for personal business that cannot be attended to outside of the normal workday. Full-time faculty earn 3 days of faculty leave per year. It does not accumulate and does not carry over from 1 year to the next. You may use faculty leave in partial increments. After 12 months of employment, with at least 1,250 hours of service, employees are eligible for up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave per year for approved absences. Some situations qualified for FMLA leave include birth of a child or care of a newborn, placement of a child for adoption or foster care or care of a newly placed child, care of a spouse, child, or parent with serious health condition or serious health condition of employee. For voluntary shared leave, employees may donate leave to an approved employee. See the voluntary shared leave of the handbook for more information. CFCC employees may qualify for paid parental leave. Employees who become parents through childbirth, adoption, foster care, or other legal placement are eligible for paid parental leave if the employee is in a permanent, time-limited, or probationary position, the employee has been employed without a break in service within the past 12 months, and the employee has been in a pay status with the state of North Carolina for at least 1,040 hours during the previous 12-month period. Contact Human Resources for additional details. Injuries sustained at work must be reported to the supervisor within 24 hours of its occurrence. Your supervisor will provide you with the proper documentation to take to one of our CFCC preferred providers. After your injury has been treated, you will work with your supervisor and Human Resources through the workers' compensation process. You are required to complete an employee incident report. Following an injury, you must be cleared to return to work by Human Resources. Now, let's take a look at CFCC policies. Faculty and staff must abide by all policies and procedures of the college. The handbook contains important policy information, so you are expected to read and become familiar with it. Updates are approved by the CFCC Board of Trustees. If you have questions or need clarification about a policy or procedure, you should contact your supervisor or Human Resources. The Faculty and Staff Handbook is available on our website cfcc.edu/hr/ under Current Employees, and on the intranet. The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974, sometimes referred to as the Buckley Amendment, grants specific rights to adult students concerning their student educational records. Maintaining confidentiality of student records is everyone's responsibility, and is required by law to protect the best interests of our student population. When in doubt, defer to the Financial Aid Department. CFCC intends to comply with FERPA regulations fully and has been legislated to protect the privacy of educational records. An educational record is an official and confidential document that includes all records related to a student and maintained by the college in any media to include electronic, paper, film, etc. Any information provided by a student to the college for use in the educational process is considered a student educational record, including, but not limited to, personal information, enrollment records, grades, and schedules. Authorized persons under FERPA includes officials or faculty of the college who have a legitimate education interest, officials of other schools where the student seeks to enroll, certain federal and state educational authorities, financial aid personnel in conjunction with a financial assistance application, parent or legal guardians of dependent students for tax purposes, persons presenting an official judicial order or subpoena, appropriate individuals in connection with an emergency if knowledge is necessary to protect the health or safety of the students or others, an outside contractor who is a party acting for the institution and is performing a service that the institution would otherwise have to perform, individuals requesting information for deceased students. Do parents have the right to view their child's educational records? If the student is a dependent for income tax purposes, the college may disclose any education records, including financial records, to a student's parents. If the student is not a dependent, then the student must generally provide consent for the college to disclose the information to the parents. What if the minor child is taking classes at the college? Once a student turns 18 or enters a post-secondary institution, the rights under FERPA transfer from the parents to the student. If a student is attending college, at any age, the rights have transferred to the student. If the student is enrolled in both high school and college, the two schools may exchange information on that student. If the student is under 18, the parents still retain the rights under FERPA at the high school and may inspect and review any records sent by the college to the high school. Students have the right to withhold the disclosure of any directory information by completing a request for non-disclosure in the Director of Enrollment Management's office. Requests for non-disclosure must be completed annually. Directory information, as identified in the college catalog and student handbook, includes student name, major field of study, enrollment status, most recent college attended, dates of enrollment, and degrees and awards received. Cape Fear Community College represents rich diversity among its faculty, staff, and students. The college and board of trustees promote and support a student body, faculty, staff, and an administration that is multicultural and diverse. Under Title IX, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. CFCC committed to equality in employment opportunity and does not discriminate against employees or applicants for employment. CFCC has a standard regarding professional boundaries. Teachers and staff must act professionally at all times in their relationships with students. The teacher-staff-student relationship is not equal. Teachers and staff are in a unique position of trust, care, authority, and influence with their students, which means there is always an inherent power imbalance between teachers and/or staff and students. CFCC prohibits any form of sexual or other unlawful harassment. Sexual harassment is a form of discrimination that is illegal. Report harassment to anyone in authority with whom you feel comfortable. Unlawful harassment and other mandatory training will be completed through our learning management system online. Look for an email from Safe Colleges in the coming weeks with directions on how to complete your training modules. CFCC's drug and alcohol-free workplace policy states that the college will not tolerate any drug or alcohol use which imperils the health and well-being of its employees, students, or the public at large, or which could result in damage to college property. All employees have the right to work in a drug and alcohol-free environment, and the college is committed to maintaining a safe workplace free from the influence of illegal drugs and alcohol. CFCC's tobacco-free policy states that the use of tobacco by students, staff, faculty, and visitors is prohibited when on property leased or owned by CFCC, or in college-owned vehicles. All CFCC credit cards are to be used solely for conducting college business, not personal expenses. Requests may be submitted when traveling on college business and are approved contingent upon legitimacy and fund availability. You are expected to exercise care in incurring expenses. Travel request forms must be submitted at least 2 weeks prior to travel date. Employees driving on CFCC business must be licensed with an acceptable motor vehicle record. Operators of CFCC vehicles must sign a vehicle use acknowledgement form provided by their supervisor. Drivers must report all traffic citations received while on college business. College computing resources are to be used only for educational, research, instructional purposes, our college business except for occasional, incidental, brief personal use when not conflicting with work performance. An access account assigned to a user must not be used by any other individual. Users are responsible for the proper use of their accounts, including proper password protection and appropriate use of the college's computing resources. Violations of this policy may result in disciplinary and legal action. For more details of the email and internet policy, refer to the Faculty and Staff Handbook. Employees who choose to use their own device for CFCC-related business should be aware that you are responsible for reporting the loss or theft of your personal device used at CFCC to IT immediately. Connections and activity from your personal device used at CFCC may be tracked and monitored. Any personal device used at CFCC must be secured by a username and/or password or an equivalent security system. CFCC is not responsible for damages or loss of any personal device. And all data and communication created in the course of conducting CFCC business is proprietary information and public record. In general, full-time instructors are assigned a load of 18 semester hours or 25 weekly contact hours and must schedule a minimum of 5 office hours per week. Full-time instructors must be on campus or at an instructional site a minimum of 30 hours per week. Instructors are expected to conduct classes during published times. Changes must be approved by the departmental dean. Absences must be cleared by your department chair and you are expected to arrange for coverage. If you move your classes, you must contact your department chair and leave a note regarding the new location. It is helpful to be familiar with the policies listed below. This list is not a replacement for the required reading of the Faculty and Staff Handbook. Posted notices require approval by the Vice President for Student Services Enrollment Management or designee. The President's approval is required to work a job outside of CFCC. News releases must be handled by the Community Relations Office. Solicitation in work areas during business hours without the approval of the President is not allowed. Employees can use college bulletin board, but cannot solicit by email. Employees may not engage in political activities in the workplace during working hours. Children not registered for a class may not be present during classroom instruction. Children may not be left unattended on campus. Employees who fail to report for work for a period of 3 consecutive workdays without notifying their supervisor will be considered to have abandoned their job. Now, let's talk about employee conduct and work performance. All employees are expected to conduct themselves professionally and in a manner that positively reflects on the college. The college attempts to help students enhance their life academically, socially, politically, and economically. In that regard, employees are encouraged to act as role models for students and dress in a professional manner that also observes health and safety requirements for the workplace. The performance of all regular full-time faculty and staff is evaluated annually. Performance evaluation forms are available on the website, cfcc.edu/hr. Select Current Employees, and then Forms to access these forms. Keep in mind that the purpose of the process is to promote communication and provide useful feedback about your job performance. The end goal, of course, is to promote high-quality, dynamic, innovative, educational, cultural training, and workforce development to the community. Employees are expected to conduct themselves in a professional manner at all times. CFCC has specific guidelines in the Faculty and Staff Handbook regarding employee conduct. It is important for you to read these guidelines in order to understand and comply. If you have questions, you may contact Human Resources for clarification. If an employee engages in prohibited conduct, disciplinary actions may include verbal warnings, written warnings, suspension with pay, disciplinary probation, or dismissal. These disciplinary actions are not necessarily conducted sequentially. Now, let's discuss safety and security on campus. For emergencies, and anything you think might be an emergency, call 911. The primary source of security for the downtown and north campuses is the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office, who can be contacted at 910-798-4200. For Burgaw and Surf City Center, the primary source of security is the Pender County Sheriff's Office, who can be contacted at 910-259-1212. You may need to contact campus security to lock or unlock doors, report security concerns or safety hazards, or to arrange for a safety escort. In the event of serious situations such as fires, floods, and bomb threats, the emergency evacuation policy in the handbook is activated. Emergency egress guides are posted in each room. Make sure you are aware of the emergency exits in your area ahead of time. Adverse weather announcements and school closings are posted on the website and on the news. You can also sign up for emergency alerts via phone and email by visiting getrave.com/login/CFCC. Other safety measures include emergency call booths located around campus. If you're in a situation where you can't use the phone, CFCC's Link system is available in all classrooms with an instructor workstation. To use this system, simultaneously press both buttons on the keyboard labeled Panic. Help will be dispatched to you. Here is a list of CFCC Human Resources contacts. For any HR-related inquiries, please email hr@cfcc.edu or call 910-362-7312. That concludes the full-time employee orientation presentation. If you haven't already, be sure to watch the State Health Plan New Employees presentation. Next steps include: enroll in benefits. You will receive 2 separate emails detailing how to enroll online. Get your employee ID card and parking decal or hang tag. Let Human Resources know if you have previously worked full-time for the state of North Carolina. And finally, visit mycfcc.com and click CFCC Alerts in the top left corner in order to sign up for emergency text message and/or email alerts. Welcome to Cape Fear Community College. We are glad you are here.